Before I move directly to him, I want you to recognize somebody else. A fellow that came here in 1974 and brought in players from literally all over the United States, including a senior citizen from someplace in California named Sonny Brazil, 27, 28-year-old first-year quarterback that came here. Say hello to Bobby Thompson that coached that team, ladies and gentlemen. He didn't have to go very far to find the next inductee, although this inductee already had his bags packed and went to Tulsa University first. But he called back from over there and said, you know, this really isn't home, Coach. Is there a place for me at Northwestern? And thank God there was, because this fellow who came here in 1974 played a year, left and came back and played 3 more years. He set 13 school records as a wide receiver while he was here. The last game he played was the football season of 1978. To this day, 3 of those records still remain. Most yards in a game, 199. Most receptions in a career, 140. Most yards gained in a career as a receiver, 2,640. The flyer from Woodward could do it, folks. He could do it. Bobby and I talked, and he said, you know, we were pretty young with one exception, that being Sonny Brazil. I really don't know how old he was, but we were the 7th school I think he had attended. He still had that 7 he left when he got here. He could wing the ball, and he had a guy that could catch it. We are down, and we're at Harding in Arkansas. And he found Clothier along the sideline, and when Clothier had a step on anybody, he was gone, and the Rangers won that ball game. We went to Alamosa, Colorado. Bobby is outside the dressing room waiting for the team to come out, and there are a couple of people standing there talking, and they have a schedule. They have a list of players in front of them. This one guy turns to the other. He says, "We're not going to have any trouble today with these guys from Oklahoma. Look at that. My God, they have 15 freshmen in their starting lineup, offense and defense. 15, can you believe it?" Bobby just kind of smiled to himself and got the team out there, and when it was all over, I believe the final score was Northwestern 38, Adams State 18. The 15 freshmen had stuck. They stuck it to them, and they did that 7 times that year. I don't know what you know about Ranger sports history. I hope I know a little bit. I know in 1919, the Rangers won 7 games. They didn't win 7 games again until 1971. And then, in 1974, those 15 starting freshmen won 7 games to tie the greatest number of football games won in a season by a Ranger football team. One of those was memorable for several reasons. One of it, of course, includes Clothier, who got a touchdown. It's the last game of the season. We were playing at Langston, Oklahoma. It had snowed. They had a Fordson tractor that they scraped the yard lines to try to get the snow off. The wind was about 25 miles an hour out of the north. The little rug weaver, Masood Mirbaha, was our field goal kicker. He hit a field goal, and we're in a 3-3 ball game late until a guy named Clothier catches a fly pattern, and we win that ball game 9-3. The importance of it is, there was a guy that wore number 91 that day. He later changed and started wearing 56 when he played for the Dallas Cowboys. And his name was Thomas, not Tom or Tommy. His name was Thomas Hollywood Henderson. He was something special, but we had something pretty special ourselves, and his name was Brian Clothier. Still to this day, 3 records, 30 years after the fact. How many hundred people have played football at Northwestern? How many great receivers have we had? I have a Hall of Famer who is now deceased, of course, and that's Chip Myers, who's in our Hall of Fame. Tim Alvin, who coached the national championship team here in 1999, was an outstanding receiver. Jason Bryant still lives here in Alabama, great receiver. And maybe somebody you've heard of. He wears number 84, and he just recently signed a contract worth almost $20 million. Patrick Creighton. Well, this guy at the end of the table down here holds the record. Those other guys don't. It is so special to have the opportunity to introduce to you at this time the most productive wide receiver in the history of Northwestern football, the one and only Brian Clothier. Use it again.
Jim, if you were nervous, I'm about to pass out. I'd like to start by thanking everyone at Northwestern. Thank you for kicking me out. Seriously, and each member of the Hall of Fame committee, thank you so much. I can't tell you how hard I am to be in this elite group, 110-year-old school, and 62 members. It's pretty elite. I look around the room, and I'm stealing everyone else's mind, but I wrote mine down. I look around the room, and I ask myself, can there possibly be a better moment in someone's life? I knew it in 90 seconds. I called it over and under. Or a person more blessed than I, and there's no way, because I'm surrounded by people I truly, truly love in this room, at a place I just adore and love. To each of you here today, please know from the bottom of my heart, I am truly honored that you're here. Your presence just astounds me. I just can't tell you. I wish each of you could know how much, but there's no way time allows me that. I just can't tell you. So thank you so much for being here. I'd like to thank you to my coaches. I may have been a little ornery over time, and I was in trouble a lot. But I really needed you guys, and I hope you know that. I hope you realize how grateful I am for your patience and belief. It took a lot. It was an absolute honor to play for each of you. To all my family and friends, I truly, truly cherish the time we're able to spend together. 90 seconds, too. Time has a way of making those moments truly special. Thank you for allowing me into your circle. It's something I absolutely do not take for granted. To my teammates, will they please stand up? Just a second, please, my teammates. Oh, really, my teammates. We're all It was an incredible honor to play with each of you, and today would not even be remotely possible without you. Absolutely no way. Thank you for helping me to take my place up here today. I really do appreciate it. Oh, there's only 18 more pages. Except they would not give me the hook. There's 5 men I must say a special thank you to. Mr. Gerald Cunningham, my stepfather, I love you, Jerry. Mr. Phil Prickmore. Mr. Dean Linder. Harvey Schuster and Mike Mitchell. I love you guys dearly. You're five of the finest men I've ever met. To my daughter, Leslie. My wife, Colleen. I love you more than you'll ever know. I cannot even begin to express how much. I'm the luckiest man in the world. This has been a very emotional ride. I don't think you can tell, but it has. Reflecting back has been very rewarding, yet at times it's been pretty tough. And the reason is many of the people in my life that are so important are here today, but regretfully some are not. So I would like to dedicate this honor to my mother and father. This day would have meant the world to them. My mother, Gloria, left us on January 12, 2004. She was a very talented athlete in her own right. Extremely hardworking lady, supported 4 kids. She was proud to be a nurse and helping others. She was a very special lady. She's the reason I'm standing here today, absolutely. She would have absolutely loved this. I just can't tell you how much. In fact, in 2002, you stole my thunder. The Daily Oklahoman printed an article naming the top college receivers in Oklahoma history. My name was number 2 on the list, and I was called to be told about that. I didn't know anything about it. I went and showed it to my mother. She was so excited, she immediately cut it out and framed it. took it to work and made sure every nerve patient documented and literally made them read it. Now look at it. This is 24 years after the last game. That's pride. My dad, who left us on March 27, 2005, like that picture up there you saw, I don't know who's standing with my dad, because that guy had more hair than I did. I don't know where that picture came from. Dad was great at everything he did, everything, including music and sports. He was a great fast-pitch pitcher in softball. My dad's side of the family was really talented, and that's where I got a little of the honors, I believe. But I love them both and miss them so very much, I can't even tell you. Probably like most of you, I truly believe that life is made up of a series of moments. Moments that affect you, shape you, and ultimately define you. What I call in my life exact moments. Moments that you remember in such detail that no matter when you happen to recall them, the feelings are the very same as the first time, even the smell. Well, here are a few moments that allow me to be here today. At age 2, my dad bought my first football uniform, and I wore it everywhere. We played catch every day. When I was in 2nd grade, my dad called Whittle Plank at Kids Inc. It was a place that had a basketball court, football, baseball field, all in one area. He wanted me to sign up for full tackle football in 2nd grade, but the problem was you had to be in 3rd grade and weigh 50 pounds. I wasn't even close to that. Well, he told Whittle I was in 3rd grade. He carefully wrapped chains around my legs. So I would be a pound over when we were weighing. I was stiff, but it was big. I step on the scale, I try not to rattle. I look at the window and he said, "Oh, come on." He what the heck? So he took me back and let me pick out my gear. And I could just believe he could see in my eyes how much I really wanted to be a football player. And there was a reason, it was a higher power, and I'll get that in just a second. I'll find out for you, but you need to know this. When Wendell opened the door to the equipment room, there they were in perfect alignment. Helmets, pads, jerseys, in all different colors. I'm in 2nd grade now. It was awesome. I'll never forget that moment. I need some water. Well, I wore that uniform too because a football player was born that very instant. Dairy Queen, I had my full uniform on, football in hand. Grocery store, we're walking down the aisle, football, everything in hand. It had to be quite a sight, but my mom never said a word. She just, I guess, I don't know what she said. But the exact moment of life happened in 3rd grade. My mother and father divorced. As my dad was driving away that morning, I'll never forget, I was crushed. I just couldn't believe he was leaving because he was my best friend. Just like that, he was gone. I remember every detail about that moment. I truly believe, though, that was a moment in my life where sports became so important. It was my outlet. From that moment on, sports were my outlet, and Wendell Plank at Kids Inc. became my first father figure. Because I could live out everything through him. As we only lived a block from Kids Inc., I was there every day. And if I wasn't playing sports, and sometimes I was there by myself, I would be in his office hanging out with him. And he just put up with me. It's what he did. And I think he knew I needed it. Pretend and make-believe were very important to me and allowed me to dream big. And I mean really big. I always pretended to be Bob Hayes of the Dallas Cowboys. I was the world's fastest man. No one could touch me. And I always had a stopwatch everywhere I went. Isn't that right, all of a sudden? We timed everything. Riding our bikes, you name it. How fast we had. The sports did more than just provide an outlet for a lost little kid. What they did for me was they provided the many father figures I would ultimately need. Without that, I was lost. I didn't ever want to disappoint my coaches. I lived on every word because I figured if I did, they would leave. But you know what? I was never perfect, and they never left, and I thank them for that. I needed those guys. As a senior, I'm just getting close. As a senior in high school, I was only 5'9", 160 pounds. Even though I had a great year in football and baseball, most colleges really didn't contact me until I won state in the 100 and 200. Then one day, this is what I've been waiting for. A little old guy, Coach Thompson, you see that? Cocky but cool dude pulled in the blue. Oh, he was. And he introduced himself. His name was Bobby Thompson, new coach at Northwestern. He's no more than 5'6", as you can see. He had a bald head on, khaki pants, and a cigar. He was talking in a way we just were not familiar with. He was the definition of cool. He had the entire town mesmerized. So Mike Mitchell loaded us up in the car and took his towel off. When we walked in the locker room, a guy by the name of Sears Woods was sitting in the whirlpool. Well, he's 220 pounds, he's 5'9", 220 pounds, he looks like Hercules. I'm 160 pounds, I want to go home. We were intimidated and sold at the same time. Well, during that summer, right before I was supposed to come to Alba, Tulsa called and offered me football and baseball. And I said, okay, I'll take it. Against my mother's wishes. Never do that. But I had a problem. A guy by the name of Steve Largent was there, and he was a senior, and he played my position. I truly did not know who he was. I just thought I was better than him. I really did. But he's in the Hall of Fame. Pro football. What did I know? So I stayed through 3 days, and then I just left. I just felt lost again. And so there was really no one I was close to, so who did I call? Mike Thompson. He said, Brian, don't worry about it. Just come home. Key word, come home. That's what I needed right there. I came to Alba, and I fit in immediately. There's only 8 of us here. We had to. Most players never left in the summer. We stayed year round. Much like Coach Lou Holtz of Notre Dame, Bobby Thompson's much like him. He's a lot cooler than he is. We were playing Harding at home my freshman year. And 15 of our starters were freshmen. We had an Iranian kicker named Luncheon, who had a room full of Persian rugs, and he adored those rugs. At halftime, we're in a close game. I'm going to definitely do it. We're in a close game. Coach Thompson comes up and he gets on the training table because he can't see you. Sorry, it's true. He gets up on there and he starts walking around the little deal. He looks around. I'm going to try to look like he does, and I cannot do it. He said, men, we're in a tough battle tonight, but we're the better team. We have the better players. Hey, they're not outscoring us. They're just outplaying us. It's no big deal. You know why? Because tonight you guys are going to make history. You know what happens when you make history? You become heroes. You know what happens when you become heroes? They write books and make movies about you, and the women love you. I got my attention. I'm a freshman. Then he says, men, did you look around the stands before the game tonight? Well, I thought that's a trick question. Am I supposed to be looking around? Did you see all those beautiful girls in the stands? Yeah? Well, they're not here for Harding. They're not here on the day. Man, they're here for you. You know why? Because beautiful girls love heroes. Won't worry, it's up. All you got to do is win this game tonight. You can take any girl you want to the dance. You can dance all night for any girl in the world. But it's up to you. Then he looks at Basu. Basu, we may need you to kick a field goal for us tonight. We may need you to win this game. Our chance to be heroes rests on your shoulders. I'm counting on you, and these men are counting on you. And Basu, if you should happen to miss that kick, I'm going to go to your room for every run you got. Yes, sir. Men, let's get ready to play 30 minutes of football. Let's show those girls the heroes you truly are. Men, don't raise your dress and say, I give. No, no, no. There's plenty of time for that. Let's go play football. There was no X's and O's, nothing like that. It was just rules, movies, and heroes. We were fired up. I never the first one out of the locker room. I was the first one out of the locker room. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes left. We're down by a few points. We have the ball about the 50-yard line. The coach comes over and says, Clothier, you've been winding back, getting the ball all night. Here's your chance. I want you to outrun that corner and blow by that safety, and I want you to score. I said, I'm thinking Bob Hayes in my mind. Here we go. I get to Bob Hayes. I said, Coach, I'll blow their doors off. I look over at our quarterback, who, by the way, was 35 years old. He shaved twice a day. He fades back and throws a perfect pass. I catch it stride, and there's no one around, and we go, and the crowd goes crazy. We win the game. Afterward, we just rush back to the locker room. We're so excited. And sure enough, we're listening to people out front. Well, man, we go out, and people are patting people on the back and cheering, just having a great time. And I thought he was the biggest hero I'd ever seen. We won the game, we got girls and heroes, we did it all. And I thank you for that. Dreams do come true. Today for me is a dream come true. Let me close by saying that for me, standing here at this very moment, these last few moments represent the finality of a very special time with very special people at a very special place on a day that I'll remember for the rest of my life. This event has allowed me to be, once again, if only for a moment, a Pee Wee football player at the Westwood Grade School, 92nd, a high school football player for the Woodward members, and a college football player for the Rangers of Northwestern who proudly wore them as a kid. To some, football, baseball, basketball, and track are just sports. Not to me. To me, they were so much more than that. They were truly my life. They were truly my life. Sports allowed me into the lives of every person in this room at this moment. Sports allowed me to come to Northwestern, which I love this place. Sports brought me back here today. That's how important they are. So I ask each of you, now more than ever, if you're ever driving around and you happen by a football or baseball field and you see a little kid out there playing by himself or herself, just please remember that he or she may be looking for that father figure as well. Looking for a way to first believe in themselves and at some point hopefully have others believe in them. You never know. A few words you may say, a few things you may do could make all the difference in that child's life. You may be the person they are more grateful to, most grateful to. I know I was one of those kids that wasn't playing with that person. Today, many of my heroes are here, my true heroes. And if nothing else, I hope and pray that each of you leave here today knowing that at least in this person's life and my life, you made all the difference. You will always matter to me. May God bless each of you and thank you so very much.